fucking idiot. Oh, I'd like to spend my... me and Cindy. And I'm here to tell you that this isn't really a song. This is just me telling you guys that these next songs are not gonna be pretty. It may lag the engine and all that, and you could possibly not even beat it without bot play. I'm just telling you all that. So you know, if it's too hard, just turn on bot play or practice mode. So that's it for me. Goodbye. Oh, beats for me, bro. Bless me with the leaf off of the tree. On it I see the freedom ray.
¡Bienvenidos a la cripta! Dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, dame tu cosita, ay, dame tu cosita, muérete para aquí, muérete para allá.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go sleep, little babe. Go to sleep. Okay, coming. Hit your spine zone.
See me, Mario, please let me do it. No, 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 I thought you so. Why, what you say? No! She's a legend, why you want to suck? She be creeping on the low. Said everybody knows. Oh, Mario, she's for the streets, I said, please don't leave me alone. She even gave me her too. But see me, Mario.
Boner.
SpongeBob?
I'm on that good cushion at the house.
Huh?
Ew, what the fuck is that?
Adrian, explain our friend group.
We are Ohio in Ohio.
Man, you're an Aiden Ross, bro.
Hello there! My name is Zimby, and today I will read to you some stories by a friend of mine. Think of this as sort of break to what you've been experiencing so far. Without further ado, let's get right to it! Fuck! Wait a second! I forgot to turn off my voice effects. Give me a moment. Where is the fucking off switch on this? And done. Alright, where was I? Oh yes, the stories. Episode 1. Perlock and the Talking Game Cube. The sun peeked over the rooftops, casting a warm glow across the bustling streets. Perlock, the tuxedo cat with a purple jacket, blue jeans, and matching sneakers, padded eagerly down the sidewalk, cradling his prized Nintendo GameCube in his paws. His green eyes sparkled with excitement. "Oh, hi, lil' cube. We go adventure now, yesh?" Perlock chirped, tilting his head as if expecting a reply. Of course, the GameCube remained perfectly still. Me's no you talking to me, righty? We has mission today, he insisted, bouncing on his sneakers. Passers-by gave him confused glances. Some shook their heads. Others whispered. A lady with a shopping bag muttered, "Is that cat talking to a video game?" Undeterred, Perlock hopped over a curb and darted into the nearby park. He set the GameCube on a bench, staring at it intently. "So, what we do first, Cube? Explore the real world or play some games?" A group of kids on scooters stopped to watch. "Why is he talking to a GameCube?" one whispered. Perlock twitched his ears, catching the comment. "Oh no, understand? Cube is alive! It tells me secrets!" he explained, wagging his tail excitedly. He jumped onto the swings, holding the GameCube in front of him like a friend. "We go fly now, we." The GameCube didn't respond, but Perlock didn't care. He imagined himself and the cube soaring over rooftops, dodging dragons and collecting shiny coins. In his mind, the city transformed into a pixelated adventure land. Suddenly, a loud bark from a nearby dog snapped him out of his daydream. The GameCube slipped slightly from his paws. "Oops. We safe, Cube?" "We safe," he whispered, catching it just in time. As the afternoon sun dipped lower, Perlock and his GameCube wandered further into town. He stopped at a small fountain and set the cube beside the water. "We needs plan. Step 1. Find something epic. Step 2. Be heroes. Step 3. Collect items." A man walking his dog stared. "That cat is crazy," he muttered. Perlock looked at the man with wide, determined eyes. "Crazy? Nay, just adventure seekers. Cube is Wise's partner." By the time evening rolled in, Perlock had convinced himself the GameCube had shared 3 new quests with him, none of which involved actual games. They had explored hidden alleyways, inspected suspiciously wobbly fences, and stared curiously at a flashing neon sign for 15 minutes. Every small thing became part of a grand, digital-inspired journey. As streetlights flickered on, Perlock plopped down on a park bench, hugging the GameCube to his chest. "Day 1 complete, Cube. We seein' more tomorrow. We gonna win every quest, even if humans no understand us." And with that, Perlock and his trusty GameCube watched the city lights twinkle like pixels, ready for the next adventure. Because in Perlock's world, every ordinary day could be extraordinary, as long as he had his GameCube by his side. Episode 2, Perlock and the Visitor. Perlock was sprawled across his living room floor, leaning against the couch with his Nintendo GameCube perched on his stomach. Sunlight streamed through the window, glinting off the console's shiny surface. "Ah, this is the life, Cube," he murmured, tapping his paw against the side. "Chillin', dreamin', planning, all our adventures." Suddenly, a sharp knock-knock echoed through the room. Perlock's ears shot up. "Who dat?" "Cube, we has company." He hopped to the door and flung it open. There stood Susan, her bright magenta shirt practically glowing in the sunlight. "Hey, Perlock," she called, tail swishing in excitement. "What's up? You seemed busy." "Susan, human friend, Cube is talking. We just discussing the plans for tomorrow's adventures," Perlock said, holding the GameCube out. Like it was a guest of honor, Susan tilted her head, amber eyes curious. Plans? For, a GameCube?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. Yes, Cubey showed me the secret paths to epic challenges. We explored the city, find the treasure, dodge the dangers." Perlock waved his paws dramatically. Susan giggled, trying to follow along, but clearly confused. So, you're going on adventures. With a console? She teased, tapping her red shoe against the floor. I mean, I like video games too, but this is next level. Perlock nodded earnestly. Cube is wise. Cube has knowledges of the pixel realms. It tells me where to go, what to do. Humans no understand. But Cube and me, we has bond. Susan laughed softly, shaking her head. I swear, you are something else, Perlock. But okay, Mr. Adventurer, I'm here. Want to show me what epic challenges we're talking about? Yes! Cube meet Susan. Susan meet Cube. We go to real world soon, yes? All the fun. All the quests. Perlock said, bouncing with excitement. Susan crouched down slightly, smiling warmly at the little console. Well, hello, Cube, she said teasingly. I guess I'll have to trust Perlock on this one. But don't get him lost, okay? Lost? Nay. Cube is navigator. We go adventure. Step 1, sneaky alleys. Step 2, epic park mission. Step 3, shiny objects. Perlock recited, pacing around the living room. Susan shook her head, laughing and following him. I think I'm just along for the ride, aren't I? But, all right, I'm in. Let's see where you two take me. As the afternoon stretched on, Perlock and Susan plotted imaginary quests, imagined obstacles, and mapped out secret paths across the city. To Susan, it was a confusing but delightful game of make-believe. To Perlock, it was the most serious and exciting mission of his life, guided, of course, by the sage wisdom of his GameCube. By the time the sun dipped low, the living room was scattered with scribbled notes, toy props, and imaginary treasures. Perlock flopped onto the floor with a grin. Cube and me. We ready, Susan? You ready? Susan laughed, giving him a playful nudge. I think I'll survive. Let's do this crazy quest thing of yours. And so the adventure planning began with Perlock, his GameCube, and now Susan, ready to face the real world, pixel by pixel, and a little bit of confusion from everyone around them.
Episode 3, Perlock's City Quest. The city buzzed with life as Perlock, clutching his Nintendo GameCube, led the way down crowded streets, Susan bounding happily beside him. Cube said left turn, then jump! Perlock announced, eyes wide with excitement. First came the hilarious antics. Perlock tried to hop a low fence and got stuck halfway, flailing his sneakers, while Susan doubled over laughing. Then he tripped over a conveniently placed trash can, only to land in a perfectly soft pile of leaves, exclaiming, Cube, that was masterful timing. People passing by stared in confusion, whispering, Is that cat serious? Next were the spooky but silly moments. Perlock and Susan peeked into a dark alley, lit by flickering streetlights, shadows from hanging laundry and garbage bins transformed into giant monsters in Perlock's imagination. Fear not, Cube, we defeat the spooks, he declared, swinging his GameCube like a sword. Susan laughed but humored him. Watch out for the ghost of old pizza boxes. Then came the horrible but absurd moments. A sudden rainstorm drenched them both in seconds. Puddles splashed everywhere, soaking Perlock's jeans and Susan's shorts. Cube, emergency! We need shelter! Perlock yelled. They dashed under a cafe awning, slipping and sliding, drawing more confused glances from passers-by. Susan was laughing so hard she had to cling to Perlock to keep from falling. The montage continued. dodging bicycles, inspecting mysterious manhole covers, testing gravity with reckless jumps, and collecting random treasures like a squeaky toy and a shiny bottle cap. All narrated by Perlock's constant commentary to his GameCube. Cube says, "Bravery level up. Collect shiny thing, avoid humans." Hours later, the sun dipped low, and Perlock and Susan collapsed on the floor of Perlock's apartment, panting but grinning. The GameCube sat between them, a silent witness to their chaos. "Cube, we did epic day," Perlock said, tapping the console gently. "Epic, epic, epic. We heroes of city." Susan lay on her side, smiling but feeling a strange flutter in her chest. She hadn't expected it, but somehow, seeing Perlock so passionate, so alive, so himself. Him too. It made her feel warm inside. Her tail flicked nervously. Perlock," she said softly, staring at him with amber eyes that seemed to shine a little brighter. You're kinda amazing, you know." Perlock tilted his head, not noticing the subtle change in Susan's tone. "Yesh! Cube agres, we the best team." Susan laughed nervously, lying back against the floor. "Yeah, best team," she repeated, but her heart was racing. She didn't know why, but suddenly being around Perlock felt different, exciting, comforting, and a little more than just friendly. Perlock flopped beside her, grinning. "Cube, we go more adventure tomorrow? We find more shiny things, more spooks, more humans to confuse." Susan smiled, brushing a stray patch of calico fur from her face. "Yeah, I think I'd like that," she said quietly. And for a moment, the chaos of the city, the silliness of the day, and the silent wisdom of a GameCube all felt perfectly right. The camera might as well have paused there on the two friends lying side by side with a city full of adventures waiting for them tomorrow and feelings they weren't quite ready to name.
Wait. My fucking budget? No, I am so sorry, guys. I must have a different voice for a little bit. Okay, there we go. This will have to do. Episode 4, Perlock and the Beachside Confession. The sun blazed high over the sandy shore as Perlock and Susan arrived, dressed in colorful beachwear. Perlock sported blue swim trunks that matched his sneakers, while Susan rocked her bright line shorts and a cute magenta tank top. The ocean waves sparkled, seagulls cried overhead, and the salty breeze promised a day full of fun. Cube says, dig sand, jump waves, collect shiny shells. Perlock announced dramatically, setting his GameCube carefully on a beach towel. He tapped it with his paw like it was giving him orders. Susan laughed, shading her eyes. All right, Mr. Adventurer, don't get carried away. Remember, you promised not to bury yourself in the sand, or me. Perlock grinned. No worry. Cube guy does me. He darted toward the waves, holding the GameCube like a captain steering his ship. Susan followed, keeping a watchful eye on him as he dodged waves, dove under playful surf, and made epic discoveries in the sand, mostly seashells and oddly shaped rocks. Hours passed in a blur of laughter and playful antics. Perlock kept narrating his adventures to the GameCube. Cube says, epic splash incoming. Dodge humans. Collect shiny things. Susan couldn't help but smile, shaking her head at his antics. You're ridiculous, she teased, but there was warmth in her voice. And somehow, it's kind of amazing. As the sun began to sink, the beach emptied. Most of the other visitors packed up and left, leaving only the two of them alone with the crashing waves and glowing sunset. The moment felt different.
quieter, more intimate. Susan took a deep breath, her tail flicking nervously. She had been holding back her feelings for so long, waiting for the right moment. And now, with the beach deserted and the sky painted in shades of orange and pink, she felt brave. "Peeperlock," she said softly. Perlock paused mid-dive into a shallow wave, turning toward her. I like you. More than a friend. I really like you." Perlock froze, eyes wide, the GameCube momentarily forgotten in the sand. What?" he stammered. Susan smiled shyly. "I just had to tell you." She stepped closer, her paw brushing against his. Before Perlock could process, Susan leaned in, and their lips met in a gentle, sweet kiss. The world seemed to slow. The waves lapped softly at their feet, the sun dipped lower, and Perlock's mind was spinning. "Cube. Cube says, OMG." Perlock yelped, jumping in place with his tail swishing frantically. We kiss? OMG Cube, this is amazing." He flailed a little, caught between shock, excitement, and pure happiness. Susan giggled, her tail swishing, as she hugged him tightly. "Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?" Perlock, still bouncing with joy, held her paw in one paw and the GameCube in the other. We best adventure team, ever. Cube, we go level up, in real world." As the sun dipped below the horizon, Perlock, Susan, and the silent GameCube sat on the sand together, the world full of adventures, laughter, and now, something more. Episode 5, Perlock's Fancy Date. Perlock was sprawled on his living room floor, the Nintendo GameCube balanced carefully on his lap. He tapped the buttons absent-mindedly while narrating to his console. Cube says, collect coins, jump hazards, defeat boss. Epic quest continue as. Susan watched him from the doorway, a small smile playing on her face. "Perlock, we should go on a date," she said softly, tilting her head. Perlock froze mid-tap, eyes wide. "A date? We do dat? OMG Cube, we do real-life quest." His tail flicked excitedly. "Yesh." Cube agrees. "We go adventurous, in style." Cut to later that evening, the city outside drenched in rain. The cozy glow of street lamps reflected on the wet pavement as Perlock and Susan entered a small cafe. They were dressed elegantly, Perlock in a crisp dark jacket over a white shirt and smart trousers, and Susan in a flowing magenta dress that complemented her vibrant calico fur. They looked stunning together. "Wow. Susan, you look amazing," Perlock said, his green eyes practically sparkling. Susan blushed, brushing her tail behind her. "You look incredible too, Perlock." "Fancy adventurer," she teased softly. They settled into a corner table, the rain pattering against the window beside them. Conversation flowed easily, playful and warm. "I love how energetic you are," Susan said, stirring her tea. "You make everything feel fun, like life is one big adventure." Perlock's ears perked up. "Yesh. And I like that you keep me in check, Susan. You smart, clever, and you make me feel comfy." Their food arrived, a steaming plate of pasta for Susan, a hearty sandwich for Perlock, and their drinks, a hot chocolate with whipped cream for her, a fizzy soda for him. They laughed, shared bites, and even debated which dessert cube-shaped chocolates might be the tastiest. By the time the rain slowed, their stomachs full and hearts light, Perlock realized he had never been to Susan's home. You want me to come over? We continue adventure?" Susan grinned. "Of course. I want you to see my place, and meet my little collection of treasures." Stepping inside Susan's home, Perlock's jaw dropped. Every corner reflected her personality, colorful decorations, quirky knickknacks, and shelves stacked with trinkets and puzzle games. Even a small display shelf for her GameCube, complete with controllers, made him blink in surprise. Cube says, "This is amazing." Perlock whispered, eyes wide as he carefully set his console down. Susan laughed, brushing a strand of orange fur from her face. "I wanted you to feel at home here. I love you, Perlock. And I think Maybe even Cube a little too, she said teasingly, her amber eyes sparkling. Perlock bounced in place, tail swishing like a propeller. We family now. Cube, we belongs. Susan. I love you too. The room seemed to glow with warmth, rain outside, cozy lights inside, and the two of them sharing a quiet, perfect moment. The GameCube sat between them, a silent witness to friendship, love, and all the adventures still waiting ahead. Episode 6, Perlock's Happy Workplace. The neon glow of the McDonald's sign flickered over the parking lot as Perlock bounded inside, GameCube tucked safely under his arm. Though the uniforms were a bit stiff and the hat slightly too big for his ears, Perlock wore them with pride. Cube says, "Today we spread joys. We heroes of Fryland." The kids in line already buzzed with excitement. "Look! It's the new mascot," one shouted, pointing at Perlock as he waved enthusiastically. Susan, broom in paw, leaned against a wall nearby, watching with a soft smile. Her janitor's uniform was simple, but her amber eyes shone as she observed Perlock juggling orders and high-fiving little customers. "He really does make this place fun," she murmured to herself. Perlock darted behind the counter, taking orders with exaggerated flair. "1 Big Mac combo. 2 nuggets of epicness. And a side of adventure," he shouted, making the kids giggle uncontrollably. The GameCube sat beside the register, occasionally guiding him as he tapped its buttons and narrated his actions aloud. But sometimes, Perlock's adventurous streak got the better of him. He'd climb the jungle gym in the play area with the kids, sliding down the slides dramatically while holding the GameCube. He once attempted to launch a mission by tossing fries into the air like confetti, narrowly missing a surprised customer. "Perlock! Not the fry launch again!" Susan scolded, laughing as she helped him clean up the mess. "You're going to get us fired if you keep turning the place into a game." Cube says, "Mission successful. Kids happy, hearts full," Perlock declared, bouncing around the play area. His enthusiasm was infectious, and even the other employees couldn't help but smile at his antics. Despite the chaos, the day passed happily. Perlock kept spirits high, and Susan kept him in check, guiding him when his energy threatened to get out of hand. She admired how he could turn even a simple job into an adventure, how he could fill the hearts of children with laughter, all while staying true to his quirky self. As the evening lights came on and the last customers left, Perlock flopped on a booth seat, GameCube balanced on his lap. "Cube, today was epic. We made the world happy." Susan sat beside him, tail flicking thoughtfully. "You always do, Perlock," she said softly. "Even when you make a mess of everything, somehow, you make it better." Perlock grinned, bouncing in place. We the best team, Susan. Me, you, Cube, unstoppable." Susan smiled warmly, watching him with fond amusement. "Yeah, the best," she agreed. And as the neon lights flickered over them, it was clear that even ordinary days could be extraordinary if Perlock and his GameCube were leading the adventure. Episode 7, The Neighbor with the N64. It was a quiet afternoon when Susan noticed the sound of boxes being shuffled into the apartment next door. Curious, she peeked through her window and spotted someone new, an anthro-Siamese cat in ripped jeans, black shirt with a skeleton declaring its love for corn dogs, and bangs that hid one striking blue eye. "That must be the new neighbor," Susan murmured, tail flicking. "Wonder what his deal is." The next day, she and Perlock spotted him outside. Perlock bounced happily, GameCube clutched tightly to his chest. "Oh hi! You new woman. I is Perlock. This Susan. This Cube," he said with a dramatic flourish. Edwin blinked slowly, unimpressed. "Cool. I'm Edwin. Don't break my stuff." His tone was flat, his posture leaning heavily into "I don't care." Susan offered a friendly smile. "Welcome to the building, Edwin. Nice to meet you." Perlock ignored the attitude, his tail flicking eagerly. "Cube says, we must show you the adventurers." "Yesh. We go mission, find shiny things, fight shadows, collect rewards." Edwin raised an eyebrow. "You, talk to a GameCube?" He sighed, flipping his bangs aside dramatically. This neighborhood just got weirder. Susan stifled a giggle. Told you he's different. But then something shifted. When Perlock brought the GameCube over to Edwin's apartment, bouncing with enthusiasm, he spotted a familiar gray console sitting on a shelf. Cube says, "Oh. Is that the Nintendo 64? Edwin glanced at it, shrugging. "Yeah. It's mine. Old, but it's the best. Real games. Not this purple lunchbox." Perlock gasped. Blasphemy. Cube has feelings. He hugged the GameCube protectively. "But we respect N64. It de ancestor. You like Nintendo too?" Edwin tried to hide the small spark of interest in his eyes. "I guess. Played Mario Kart 64 until my thumbs hurt. Still do sometimes." Susan smirked knowingly. "So you're not completely emo about everything." "Whatever," Edwin muttered, doodling a skeleton in the corner of a moving box. But secretly, he was listening. Perlock, unable to resist, began recounting his city adventures with the GameCube, splashing in waves, sliding down slides, dodging shadows in alleys. His voice was filled with so much life that even Edwin's detached exterior cracked slightly. "You're ridiculous," Edwin said at last, but there was the faintest smile tugging at his lips. "But maybe I'll humor you sometime. If you bring controllers. And snacks. Like corn dogs." Perlock bounced so hard he nearly dropped his GameCube. "Yesh. Cube says, new ally unlocked." Susan chuckled, crossing her arms. "Guess you're stuck with us now, Edwin." Edwin rolled his eyes, flipping his bangs again. "Don't get used to it. I'm just here for the corn dogs." But as the three of them sat together, the silent GameCube glowing faintly in the background, something new was forming. Perlock's boundless energy, Susan's warmth, and Edwin's reluctant curiosity, a trio that was about to make even stranger, funnier adventures than before. This alone could be just a video, but fuck it, it's a Friday night funkin' chart now. Anyways, that's it for this reading session. Goodbye.
You're fucking dead, kiddo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go! Oh shit. locking in. Yes, sir. We in here. Yes, sir. Oh. Let's go. We in here. Yes, sir. Come back down. Oh yeah. High score right here, chat. Oh. Let's go, lock in. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bro, chat. Ain't gonna lie, chat, yo. Real shit, no chat. This VR chat game fun as hell, bro. Like, real shit. Yo, chat, why is game so fun, chat?
David, I am Sigma. You are not, and I am cool.
Shut your ass up, I'm Zimby, and fuck you, I hate you, I'm Zimby, and I'm cool!
BS Dave is cool. Fuck you. I am cool. You are not. Zimby, fuck you.
Shut your ass up, please, it's better!
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, I hate you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, I hate you.
6, 7, 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7.
You suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, I hate you.
What? What was it? What was he saying? Did you guys know anything?
No.
Okay. Chat, it's just a Five Nights at Freddy's reference. Five Nights at Freddy's! Five Nights at Freddy's! Is this what you wanna do? I love singing! Five Nights at Freddy's. Guys, 1987, that's Five Nights at Freddy. Oh my god! It's Five Nights at Freddy! Yay! Five Nights at Freddy's! Hold on. Goddamn, that's audible. Hold on. Okay. Yes. Five Nights at Freddy's! Shut your ass up. Okay, fine. Yes. Hold on. Okay. I thought, I don't know. 6, 7, by the way. Yes.
fool? Why am I even here? Who are all these crazy characters? I don't know what's going on. Boyfriend, please tell me what is happening. You can't be serious, right? Help me, please, boyfriend. You're my only hope.
You, sir, you. It seems like you've gotten past everybody so far. But you haven't actually took all of them on, including me. I'd say we do one battle, one more, one final sing-off. All of us, you and me, and we're going to literally kill you. No joke, we are going to kill you. Say goodnight. It's your time to die. It's gonna be fun.
Just so cool. Why am I even here? Who are all these crazy characters? I don't know what's going on. Boyfriend, please tell me what is happening.
Good job. I bid you farewell now. Take care and have a blessed day.